What's happening, guys? You kind of saw the secret already. It kind of got out right away on me. Oh no, sorry. But how's everybody doing tonight? Welcome in. I know it's been a little while since we've gone live, but tonight we have a fun, very fun show planned for tonight. I've got some really awesome guests that are going to come on with me in just a few minutes, and we're going to talk about some of the fun things to do here in Myrtle Beach, living in this heat wave that we have right now. Yeah, it's insanely hot here right now. The temperatures, they say, feels like up in the 114 heat index, I think it was today again. So it's been a little crazy, but welcome in as you're coming. I see people starting to join in. That's awesome. Do me a favor in the chat, drop a comment and just say, hey, we're joining in from wherever. Let me know where you're joining in tonight. And if you have a question for me or for my guests that are going to be coming up here in a few minutes, feel free to type them in there and we will do our best to answer those. But what I want to do before we get too far into the show tonight is I want to bring on my guests and I want to introduce you all to some very, very special guests of mine. One of these people has been on many times on the show, and you guys have requested her back several times. The other one is making her debut tonight, joining in all the way from my house. And sorry if it's a little blurry. We'll work on getting. I think it's just the internet connection is not the greatest. But welcome into tonight's show, my wife and my youngest daughter, Miriam.
Hi. Hello.
So we were going to try to all shoot at the office and was just trying to cram all in this little spot around. It wasn't going to work. So I had the bright idea. I said, you know what? You guys join in from home. I'll join in from my office and we'll do it all from here. And it's going to be amazing. But my wife's computer was not cooperating. It was giving us some technical issues. So luckily my laptop was right around the corner there at the house. I said, grab my laptop. Let's try that one. And so she's actually on my laptop at the house, but we got this worked out.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
So before we get going, introduce yourself. Tell everyone who you are.
Hello, I am Miriam.
And how old are you?
I'm 10 years old, and I'm going to middle school.
Yep.
And you're going to middle school, yes. So Miriam is my youngest daughter. She is going to middle school this year, 6th grade. It's a big, big change coming in. And so, Miriam, is it cold right now here in Myrtle Beach, or is it really, really hot?
It is extremely hot. Trust me, I just went on a bike ride.
Yes. Hence the rosy cheeks, because she was on a bike ride.
Yeah. So, one of the things that I wanted to talk about tonight with you, Miriam, and guys, like I said, as you're joining in tonight, if you have questions about something about moving to the area, you want to know about real estate things, feel free to ask those as well. But if you have questions that you want to ask my wife or daughter as well, feel free to do that. We're here to answer any of those questions. We can get opinions from more than just me for once. But what we're going to talk about is how we have been enjoying this summer, some of the fun things that we're going to do and that we've done. And with that, Miriam, I have some different photos. So let me see here, man. I'm going to change the screen around here a second. Just give me a second.
Because there's a lot of fun to be had here in Myrtle Beach.
Yes, for sure. And so I'm going to bring up, let's see if I can click on this. There we go. Oh, we lost us. Here we go. We'll put us there. There we are. Now we're in the bottom. So Miriam, I want you to talk about some of these photos of things that have happened this summer, and some of them might have pictures of your siblings in as well. But can you tell everybody what were y'all doing in this photo right here?
We went blueberry picking. There's many berry picking places you can go around here. There's strawberry picking and blueberry picking.
And were those blueberries really delicious?
Yeah, they were really sweet and yummy, and we picked a bunch of them.
Yeah. This is a really cool place that we found this year, that they also supply some fresh blueberries to local grocery stores, and they have a U-pick option. So we're definitely going to hit them up next year.
Yeah.
So where's this one located at? Because I didn't go with you on this trip, so I know a little bit about it, but where's this one located?
This one is located in Loris.
Yes, in Loris, which is in the Grand Strand area. It's in Horry County. It's a little bit of a drive from where we're at, but the soil out there is a lot better for orchards and different farms.
Yeah. Now, we have some other fun photos in here. And, some of the other things too, guys, to just kind of keep in mind. Ooh, that's a good question, John. We'll talk about that one in a minute. But one of the things that I would say too, with the heat, we have to kind of alter some of our day and how we're going to do things. So like my son, he is actually trying out for high school football this year. And so because of it being so hot during the summer, they can't practice in the peak of the day heat. So he's had practices in the morning where my wife's picked him up at it starts at 7 and is done by 10 because it is so hot. And every single day as he's coming home, he is drenched in sweat from head to toe because it is just that hot out. I know you also, Miriam, can you tell everybody where was this photo from?
That photo was at Verena Gardens, which is still in Horry County. And we had took all 2 dogs with us. There is places where you can walk on a boardwalk, and there is also places where you can go and pick up shells, and there's also shark teeth there, and it's really beautiful.
Yeah, so that's in the North Myrtle Beach area, actually in Little River. And what was the fun thing that we got to do when we went up that time? We drove over the North Carolina border.
So technically we crossed states, but it was less than 5 minutes.
Yes, yeah. And that is a beautiful area. It's almost set up like a state park, but there's no charged admittance. And they have walking trails. You can bike, walk, take your pets. And they have these cute little fiddler crabs.
Yes, there is crabs everywhere. One time that we went, they were literally climbing up the trees because it was so hot.
I think it was high tide. Yeah.
Yeah. Now, one of the things that I want to mention as well, while we're talking about heat, and sometimes people don't think about this, but if you have pets like us, you got to be real careful when you're walking on the pavement with your pets, especially when it's hot outside. And so I found this website called fourpawsusa.org, and it just talks about the different temperatures. And so, if your air temperature is around 77 degrees, it's really the asphalt. The concrete is, 125. If it's 95, it's 149 degrees. So what they say is to use as kind of a test is to see if the pavement's too hot or not. Use the 7-second test, which is simply touch the pavement with the back of your hand for 7 seconds. If you can't hold it there for 7 seconds, it's too hot for your dog's paws.
Yeah.
And so you want to be careful when you're walking your dogs with that. And so once again, for us, if we're going to take the dogs for a walk, it's either we need to go first thing in the morning or we need to go late in the afternoon.
Yep.
Or early evening. And we also have to be careful too, because our one dog, and what does our one dog love to do when it's sunny outside?
What is
He likes to just lay in the grass and he sleeps outside in our yard.
He loves to just sun himself. And if he's out there for too long, he's going to overheat, especially being a black dog.
Yeah.
So, you
he
just got to be.
Realize it. Yeah.
Yeah, he's just like, it feels so good.
Yep. So you got to be super careful with those kinds of things.
Yeah.
So we have a question that came in, and let's take a second, and we'll get back to some of those photos in a couple minutes. First off, Griswold says, joining from the UK, welcome in. And John, welcome in. You had a good question here. John wants to know, since Myrtle Beach is a vacation spot, where do the locals go to vacation? So Miriam, over the last couple years, we've taken a couple vacations. Where have we gone on our vacations lately?
We have went to Mexico.
Well, how did we go there?
We went on a cruise and to like more towards like closer to Mexico. And we also
we've gone on a cruise where we've gone through the Caribbean, and done Cozumel and different parts through Mexico, What are some other places we've gone on vacation?
We have went to Georgia to see our grandparents many, many, many times.
Yeah, so a lot of times we go, people from the beach, they'll go to wherever they have family. That might be
Georgia. It might be, it might be anywhere.
Yep, might be anywhere. What's another place that you've gone that's very magical?
We have went to Florida for Disney a couple times.
Yeah. So here in the Myrtle Beach area, what I have seen with a lot of the people local, they like to go to different places. A lot of people here take cruises because you can get down to the port. So like we took a cruise this summer, my wife and I, with our 2 older kids. Unfortunately, Miriam was at summer camp, so she didn't get to go on it. But we went this time out of Port Canaveral. And it was actually really, really simple. We found a service that picked us up at the airport, took us to a hotel, took us from the hotel down to the port the next day, and then picked us up when we got off the cruise and took us back to the airport. It made it real simple. But when we did our cruise last year, we went out of Miami. And so when you're living here, you're 8 to 10 hours to Orlando and, about 10 or 11 hours down to Miami. And so we go a lot of times, people go a lot of time on cruises from here. They also do a lot of those trips to Disney. The other place that I see a lot of people go, and we haven't done it, maybe we need to do this one year, Catherine, is go over to Pigeon Forge and to Dollywood. There's a lot of people who go over there to Pigeon Forge and Gatlinburg in that area on vacation up into the mountains. So when you live at the beach, a lot of times, John, you take trips on vacation to the mountains.
Yep.
Yeah, a lot of people like to go where it's not exactly the same climate as here, because then they get to experience something new.
Yep. And even like whether it's summertime or wintertime, there are some beautiful places that are, a 4 to 6 hour drive up into North Carolina or Tennessee. You can go to the mountains. There are friends that have gone even skiing in the wintertime.
Many friends of mine have went skiing and went places with snow, because we don't get snow much often.
Yeah.
We got it once this year, but that was like, we hadn't got it in like 5 years.
Yep. And some people, if you live here, they might do a staycation, rent a hotel room down at the beach where they have an all-inclusive like water park there. Oh,
no, hold on one second there. So here's something on that's interesting. Most people don't know this, but as a local, I cannot walk into one of the, or not into, I would say a lot of the hotels down in Myrtle Beach city limits and try to rent a hotel room. They
Yeah.
will not rent to me as a local. Now I can go to North Myrtle, usually into Surfside, into Polly's, but inside Myrtle Beach, they have rules that locals cannot do it. So I can still do it through places like Airbnb and Verbo and those types of things. But I think you're right. When you live here at the beach, we're going to the mountains. We're doing fun trips to other areas. Like I know a lot of people from here go to Williamsburg, Washington, D.C., historic areas, those types of things on trips as well. So good question, John. So if you guys are joining in, just getting here right now, do me a favor, drop a comment. Let me know where you're joining in from tonight. And if you have questions about what's going on here in Myrtle Beach, things you want to know, what the real estate market's like and all that stuff too, feel free to drop a comment on it and we will definitely ask it. Or answer it, I should say. Sorry, I'm also dealing with a little bit of a head cold, so I have
grace.
What is
I
your
have brain fog. Oh, Jay's joining in from Oak Hill, West Virginia. Nice. Welcome in. So, some other things, Miriam. Let me go back here to my photos and go back to sharing the screen.
I'm interested to see what photos you have of me and places.
Yep.
So we have all kinds of fun stuff in here. Let's see. Oh, so sometimes when you're out in the heat, it's a little too hot. What's one of the things that you guys like to do?
We like to go to Sweet Frog and get froyo. There's lots of places that have cool treats like ice cream, but we went to Sweet Frog recently to get some froyo.
Yes. There are a lot of local ice cream places or frozen yogurt or boba tea.
Yeah, there's a lot of places that have sweets, and the food here is amazing.
Yes, there's definitely lots of places to find good food. And, last night, if anybody's wondering why we only have one of our children on, where's the other two? They're actually at summer camp right now with the student ministry from our church. So last night, Catherine said, I want Mexican. I want to go try a new place. So we went it's a real little hole in the wall. What was it called, Catherine? Chili
Frito, which basically means salsa chips.
Yeah.
It's a great little neighborhood Mexican restaurant, really authentic, and it was yummy.
And they also have food, like if you're like, I don't like Mexican because it might be too spicy, like me. There's also stuff that I will eat there, like there's chicken wings and empanadas and lots of very, 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 very yummy food.
Yep.
Yeah. So Miriam, I need to know which is hotter right now, the temperature outside or your mom's hot peppers?
The hot peppers, we currently grow Carolina Reapers, and we just picked a batch of 60 Carolina Reapers, but 2 of them had bad spots, so technically 58 Carolina Reapers. That was after we had already gotten a batch, like
a 47 a week ago.
Batch.
Yeah.
So we have like over 115 that we've grown in total.
Yeah. So the weather here and the climate is great for having a little garden. The tomatoes are doing awesome. Cucumbers, peppers.
I went to other friends' houses and they have like lots of different various stuff there. Like we recently planted some berry bushes.
Yep.
And all inside of our house. So like we have blackberries and raspberries now.
Yep. So you can grow anything if that is what you want to do when you move her to Myrtle Beach.
Yeah, and if you're like, you can't grow this here, you could probably grow it.
Yep.
And here's one of the things, though, that I do want to caution people on who are thinking about those kinds of things. Number one, obviously, you got to pay attention to your HOA rules to make sure you're allowed to do it. So ours really will not allow us to go and dig up the whole backyard and put in rows of a garden. So what we've done instead at our house is we have some raised beds that sit on the back concrete on our back patio because it's too hot to put a table out there and sit. Plus we have a screen porch. So if we're going to sit, we're going to stay where we're not getting eaten by bugs. Yeah. So we have some raised flower beds there and a couple pots, and one of the pots has the Carolina Reapers in it. We have some tomatoes in one, we have the cucumbers, and it's enough to make a good harvest for us. But the other thing to take into consideration too, especially this time of year where it is so hot, you're going to need to go out every single morning, and you're going to need to water those plants and spend, I mean, Catherine,
Yeah.
what do you spend? Probably 20, 30 minutes a day, at least watering the pots in the back and on the front porch, because you have some flower pots on the front porch and then the vegetable pots out back.
So it does take some tending, but if that's something that brings you joy and you want to be able to have that where you're growing your own produce, a little bit for you, your family, maybe a neighbor, it is very doable. But I must be honest that a lot of locals, when it gets to be like end of July, we have a really long growing season. So by around this time or by August for sure, a lot of people are like, okay, I'm done watering, and they'll just let their plants have a natural conclusion. They're like, I'm done pulling weeds. We're done for the year.
And also, one of the things that not everybody knows is technically summer doesn't start until a certain point, but here in Myrtle Beach, it starts only like May.
Yep.
Yeah.
It starts then. So you'll be getting the heat then, and then it just increasingly gets hotter and hotter and hotter and decreases.
Yep. Summer is like May through September for us.
So we got some good questions coming in. Jay wants to know, with the increase in population in Myrtle Beach area, have you seen any new schools opening? And yes, Jay, we are. There's actually where our subdivision sits, we have out the back entrance of our neighborhood is where Ocean Bay Elementary and Middle School sits. Out one of the other entrances on the Carolina Forest Boulevard, they are right now in the process of opening a brand new elementary school that's going to open, I believe, this year, if I'm correct.
Yeah.
And they just about maybe 2 years ago, 3 years ago, opened a new middle school just in the Carolina Forest area. So what's the new name of the new elementary? Do you remember?
10 Oaks Elementary. I believe there's also one other elementary school coming in somewhere.
Yep.
Yeah.
There are 2 new elementary schools just in the greater Carolina Forest area that have been built. But the school system is always looking ahead and planning. And there are also some charter schools that are not just for high school, but there are ones for middle and elementary school that is like a private school experience, but not having to pay the private school tuition. We just heard about one that's going in at the other end of International where it meets 90. And one of Miriam's friends is going there this year.
Yeah. So we do definitely have elementary schools coming in and middle schools and all that stuff. They're definitely planning ahead. We've seen such great growth, and with that has brought a lot of new opportunities for schools. I know Miriam is just finishing up with elementary, so she would not have this happen. But if she had another year or two at Ocean Bay, half of her friends would probably be split out and going to 10 Oaks instead of to Ocean Bay.
That's what happened to a lot of them. A lot of the friends are separated. Like everybody who lives in our neighborhood is now going to Ocean Bay, and everybody who lives in like the Pokes is now going to the other school.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They growing pains along the way, but I think everyone's going to be happy with new schools and not being crowded.
Plus, the new elementary is really nice. It has 2 stories.
Yep. We got another question. Welcome in, GTO. Hope you're doing well tonight. Thanks for joining into the show. GTO wants to know, when does summer heat start and end? Honestly, summer heat, it really, the air conditioning kicks on usually in our house in end of February, beginning of March, and it will stay running till probably November. It may not be running 24/7 like it is right now at this time of year, but there's usually temperatures in the mid 70s to 80s. When would you say, Catherine? Middle, end of March, in the April time normally?
It's 60s and 70s in March, and then solid 70s in April. One of the things that is a good clue in is most neighborhoods that have a pool, their pool's open from April 15th to October 15th, and people will be swimming that entire time. I mean, we've many times been on the last day that the pool was open. We were there and it was comfortable. So I would say the heat is mostly middle of May. So like once you hit Mother's Day, it's going to be pretty warm outside, comfortable to swim, go to the beach, all the way through September. That's when it starts to get some cooler evenings where you might want to put a sweater on, but it warms back up during the day, and no frost until October.
Yeah, and the extreme heat that we're dealing with now normally only comes middle to end of July through the beginning part of August, to be honest. 4th of July here was extremely comfortable. Temperatures were in the mid 80s. And at the same time, we would also say, this is not unseasonal, but it's not going to be forever. There's actually, I was just listening and looking before we went live at Ed Piotrowski, which, guys, I always say, in Ed we trust. If you want to know what's happening with our local weather, he's the guy to check. There's storms coming the end of this week that are going to bring with it cooler temps. So instead of it being 114, 110, we're going to drop back down into those 80s. So that'll be good for us for sure. But, we have that kind of nice warm temperature here. Now, with that, one of the things that I definitely want to talk about, and Miriam, you can tell them a little bit about this while I find this photo. I forgot to grab it. So give me just 1 second here.
So what makes it comfortable during the heat of the summertime? What runs inside?
Air conditioning.
Does it make it uncomfortable if the air conditioning doesn't work?
Yes, very uncomfortable. Just forewarning, change your filters often. Don't.
You're gonna be surprised.
The dogs are upset and agreeing. I think they're amening along with them about. We're gonna mute them a minute while the dogs are barking. But what we're talking about is this last 3 weeks, basically, we had one of the air conditioners at our home go out. And so luckily our home has 2 units, one for the downstairs, one for the upstairs. The upstairs one, it shut off. Okay. And it got very toasty up there. Have the dogs stopped barking? Let me try. Let's see if you don't mute me. Okay. It got rather toasty upstairs. We went to bed one night and it was reading 87 upstairs, which was so much fun. But luckily we were able to get a company out there to fix it pretty quick. We were back with air conditioning in 2 days. And then yesterday on our rental property, we got a call that the AC wasn't working there. And so I got a message from my rental manager and she said, Jeremy, I think this might have been some of the issue. And let me go here a minute and show this photo. Anybody see anything wrong with that?
No, it's perfect.
So when you have a unit, one of the things that is definitely important to do is to continue to maintain and service your unit. So one of the things that I would definitely recommend to everyone, and I was actually going to try to I have a good friend who owns a heating and cooling company, and he was going to come on tonight and talk for a couple minutes on maintaining your unit here in the South, especially in this time of year in the heat. But he said, Jeremy, I'm so busy right now with all this heat. They are beyond busy. But he gave me a couple tips. Number one, change your air filter regularly. Every 30 to 60 days, you need to be replacing them. And when you replace them, don't go buy the super hypoallergenic that will, catch every single dust particle in the world. I know even if you have bad allergies, you say, well, Jeremy, I need to because all that stuff floating in the air, it's horrible. But what it does when you buy those super high allergy filter ones is you make your unit work harder. When the dust starts to build up like it was in that photo I shared a minute ago, the fan's running harder to push the air and get air in. And so when that stuff starts to happen, your motor will go out. And so we had a motor go out on our unit at our house, and we had a motor go out on a unit at our rental house. Each of those repairs were around $1,000 to $1,300 to get done. So if you want to make sure you don't have that happen, like my daughter said just a couple minutes ago, change your air filters, number one. The second thing that's going to cause an issue with your unit and shut it off most of the times is that there is a condensation drain line that goes out the side of your house. When your AC is running, you should see a continual drip coming out that tube on the side of your house. What happens, though, is because we have such high humidity in our area, is that algae will start to form, and the hole that's open like this will start to close up until it's completely closed, and the water backs up, gets to the drain pan upstairs in the attic, and if it doesn't have a shutoff, you either get a major leak on your ceiling and it ruins it, and you have to go a whole lot of work, or the system shuts off, and all of a sudden you're very, very hot. So to maintain that, there's couple ways you can do it. The easiest and safest, and when our unit wasn't working the other night, my wife and I, it was like 11:30 at night, I'm grabbing the shop vac out of the garage, we're walking outside, sticking it onto the hose and turning that thing on, get a good suction there, and just let it run for like 5 to 10 minutes. And it's going to pull all that junk that's in the line out, and you're going to then have a nice clean line for it to drop. Do that like twice a year, and it will help keep your drain lines clean. If you don't want to do that, the other option is you can go up into the attic, and they make little bleach tablets, or you can use some bleach water in a cup and pour it in, and that should help to keep that algae at a minimum. But like I said, the easiest and safest is to literally take the shop vac and suck it outside. And then the third thing that he mentioned to do that also will help to keep your unit running optimally is to make sure that there's adequate airspace around the exterior unit for it to breathe. So if you know, a lot of times the builders plant bushes around it, and we all want them to kind of grow up and cover it up so we don't see that ugly thing from the street. But you have to make sure to trim it and give it space. You want to give it at least probably 10 to 15 inches of airspace all the way around the unit so that it has adequate space to breathe and continue to pull air in to run it efficiently. So those three things he said to definitely do, and it'll help. And then, like I said, the other thing, get a service contract. All of these companies have them. My friend, he owns a company. It's called DW Air, as David William Air. I don't know if that's the actual what the DW is for, but it sounds good. And they will come out twice a year, make sure your unit's running right, that it has all the proper amounts of fluids in it, that there's no leaks. They change your air filters, check your drain pan, make sure the shutoffs are all working, clean the drain vents so that there's not a clog happening. And, you know, it might be $150, $200 a year, but it's going to keep your system running efficiently. And we don't have that situation like we had before, right, Miriam?
Yeah. We do not have it anymore. Let us know if you have any, guys. If any of you guys have any questions.
She wants questions, guys. So please ask her some questions.
It's like if you're smarter than a fifth grader, Myrtle Beach edition.
Yes, she was very excited to come today and talk to you guys about stuff. So Miriam, while we're waiting for those questions to come in, let me go back here and share the screen again.
So we can see the next picture?
We can see some more pictures. Yep.
Yay!
So Miriam, when it's hot outside, this is kind of the end result. But what is one of the fun things you enjoy doing during the summer when it's hot?
I go to the Chapin Memorial Library, and I did the summer reading challenge there, and I finished the goal of 900 pages a couple times. So I got to go to the celebration party, and they had a foam party there. And it was very fun. It got up to my shoulder length height amount of foam.
It was really fun.
Yeah, and all the little kids were like, I don't see anything.
Yes. So all throughout Horry County, the libraries have summer reading programs that have special events throughout the year. We like to go to the downtown Myrtle Beach Library, which is the Chapin Memorial Library, and they had games, they had writing session that you have to do. They had ones where they brought in animals. There was a magician that taught you how to like juggle and everything.
And it's not only during the summer. It's all the way throughout the year. They all have activities, and they might not be like as often every single day, but they still have activities then. And you might be thinking, oh, they don't have it in my age group. They have it for tiny little kids, and they have adult ones as well. But like you can meet the author and do lots of fun activities with them as well. They have adult, teen, elementary, and preschool below.
Yeah, they have a lot of great programs. And like she was saying, there is stuff all year round at the library. So there's a lot happening there. And the summertime, they put a lot of effort into making it be a really great celebration. They had like cooking classes and meet the author. There was one that was like, taught you all about how you find shark's teeth and identifying different shells you can find here on the beach. And how much does it cost to participate? How much? It's free.
Yeah.
It's free. And that's something that you can do no matter if you live inside Myrtle Beach city limits or outside in the county.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the summer reading program is something you guys have done. Basically, since Miriam, you could walk. You've been a part of it. And they have all kinds of fun activities that take place inside and out, and it's a great learning experience. It's also a great place for you to guys go meet other people of like ages and like interests in a lot of stuff with it. So it's really cool.
And also, there is also a playground that is like connected to it, and there's a park that's right next to it. So there's literally a park, a playground, and a library all at once.
Yep. So, all right, here's the next thing I want to show.
Let's see.
Ooh. What's that?
That is the foam pool. That's our neighborhood pool. And we actually have 2 neighborhood pools, and it is really fun to go there. Our dad and my mom and everybody goes there. And there is a mushroom, there's a deep zone, and there's a zone that like you walk into and it gets deeper.
So it's like the beach.
So like you can have little kids that can be up more towards the shore if they don't want to go towards a little bit more of the deeper zone. And there's deeper zones if you want to swim. And it's giant.
But a lot of the neighborhoods around here have pools of all different sizes. And that is a great way to cool down.
Yeah. And we have 2 pools. So if you're like, oh my goodness, this one's so crowded. If you go to the other one, it's most likely not crowded.
Yeah.
Yeah. And even, we live in and people ask me this all the time. Well, Jeremy, your neighborhood's huge. Yes, we have over 1,000 homes in the neighborhood. And so they say, well, with all those people, doesn't it get overcrowded at the pool? But like my daughter just said, even on the days when it's real busy, it's really, really hot, and it's a weekend, really the only days other than like 4th of July weekend, or Labor Day weekend, or maybe Father's Day weekend, it's really, really not that bad. We've gone many times on a Saturday afternoon, and there's maybe 15, 20 people in the pool. Now, other times there might be 70 to 80, but even with 80 people in a large pool like this, it's not that crowded.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like not even a quarter of the pool.
Yep. So there are a lot of neighborhoods that have great ways that you can cool down. Some of them have gyms and things you can do inside when you need to work out.
Yeah.
And
like if you're like, I don't want to go get wet and then have to swim and everything. There's also like most neighborhoods have playgrounds and like a welcome center that has stuff in it.
Amenity center. Yeah.
So like there's the amenity center that has books and a gym in it at Old, and there's a playground right next to it. So there's something that you can do basically in every neighborhood. They have something that you can do.
Yeah. So when, it's 100 degrees outside, and, a lot of people I know, a lot of times when I talk to buyers, they're saying, hey, I don't want to buy in a neighborhood where there's a homeowners association, where there's people telling me what I can and can't do. Well, the other side of that equation is, yes, we have rules and regulations in our subdivision that we can't, put a pool in our backyard. We can't put a shed there. We have to have our mailbox painted a certain color. Yes, and cut our grass on a regular basis. But we do then get some really, really nice amenities. Things like the community pool, the fitness center, the clubhouse where we can hold events, the basketball courts. In our HOA rules and regulations, the way it's written, for basically we pay $100 a month, and for $100 a month we get use of this pool. We get use of the second pool, the gym, which I mentioned a little while ago. My son's starting to play football, and so with that, one of the things they've said to him is, "Hey, start hitting the weights, man. Get to the gym, start repping." And so I know at the beginning of the summer break, you guys went to the gym a couple times.
Yeah,
he had to get a couple reps in there and do that. As long as he had mom with, he was okay to go in and do that, and that's all included. Plus, then we're getting high-speed internet and basic cable and trash pickup, all included for $100 a month. So for us, $100 a month for all that stuff is a pretty good deal. I remember, Catherine, when we lived in other places down on the beach where we were spending $75 to $80 a month just for internet. We didn't have cable at all. We didn't have trash included. We didn't have a pool. We didn't have anything. Right now, if you guys are watching in, I want to know where you're at right now, where you live, what are you paying a month for cable and internet? My guess, you're paying more than what we pay in our HOA.
Yeah.
But we've got a couple questions that came in here, Miriam, and some of them are directly for you. So let me get this one. Here's the first one for you. Miriam, when does school start?
It starts August 18th, but the open house for it is
The week
August 14th.
Yeah.
And I'm really, 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 really excited.
Yeah. So school starts back middle of August, and that's usually when it is for us. I actually heard from somebody, now I haven't looked into this to make sure it's completely true, but Horry County is one of the later starting school districts in South Carolina, was what I heard, because there are some that we know where her grandparents live, they start the last week in July, so they'd be starting this week. So I'm glad that we're later, get a little bit more summertime in.
And one of the really cool things about it is once school starts, like a week or two after, it's my birthday then.
Yes.
She's very excited for August 30th to get here.
Yes.
Yeah.
So Tim, here's another question, not a question, but more a comment for you, Miriam. But Timothy said, Miriam is clearly an intelligent homeschooler. Actually, she's not. She's in public school. She is a public schooler. Great job, Mom. A modern child who can communicate
Coherently.
cogently. I think that's what it says. I don't know. Incredible. But yeah, she is, since she's been a baby, some of the words, what was the one she used to say all the time? I can't remember.
Actually.
Yes. Actually was her favorite word when she was like 2.5.
Yeah.
And I went to school a year early.
Yes. So that is one of the things when you're thinking about coming to the area. The age that your child is by September 1st is what determines what grade they're going to be.
From when school starts in September 1st. If your child is in between that, then that means that you can go to school a year early, which I'm glad that I did. Otherwise, I'd still be in 5th grade, absolutely bored.
Yes. So, but I appreciate that as a compliment as a homeschooler, because I was a homeschooler growing up. But she is quite a special little girl.
Yes, and the fun. So here's the funny thing, Tim. Our boy, the middle child, his birthday is the end of September, and so while Miriam is one of the youngest in her class by far,
I am the youngest.
Jeremiah is one of the oldest. Now, what doesn't help is he's also an extremely tall boy. Yeah. So he's about 6'2", 6'3" right now. And so people have always thought that Jeremiah is our oldest child because he's been taller than both his sisters since probably he was 4 years old, I would say.
Yeah. That's when I was born. Of course he was taller than me then.
But he's been taller than his older sister since he started school. So
yeah,
she still has a big personality. So everyone knows she's the older sister, even if she doesn't look like it.
Yeah. But he had to wait that whole extra year. So, all right, we got some other questions and things coming here. Tim says he's coming in from Pittsburgh, PA. He's about $70 a month for the lowest grade cable internet, and garbage about $90 a quarter now.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah. So I mean, you're right there, that's $100 for that. So when I look at our neighborhood, I think we have a really good deal.
Yeah. And one of the things, like where my parents live, they have to hunt down who their trash company is, and they have to find the best deal, and it's on a different day than their neighbor that has another company. Everything gets picked up on the same day here. And if you're someone who likes to recycle, you can just contact the company and arrange for them to drop off a recycling container as well, and you just pay that extra for recycling.
Yeah, it's not bad. I think it's like $150 for 6 months or something.
Yeah.
Or like what we do is we have a bin in the garage, we collect it, and once every 2-3 weeks, take it over to the recycling center, because Horry County has several of those throughout the entire county where you can go and recycle things. You can also take things. If you have like an oversized couch that you need to get rid of, they have spots for bulk disposal and all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Or if you're doing a lot of landscape work and you're trimming all the bushes, or like for us, when we get to winter time, we're going to go and trim all of the crepe myrtles. Yeah. And actually not at wintertime, actually probably starting to get to springtime, I should say. And you got to trim all of those branches off. And it's a big pile when it's said and done, especially with the size of our crepe myrtles are about 15-20 feet tall now. And so, it makes a lot of waste, and we can collect that all up and take it to the recycling center. All right, we got some other people joining in. Welcome in, guys. Wayne says, hey, joining in from Vermont. Welcome in, Wayne.
Hey,
good to see you tonight, buddy.
In Vermont? We haven't been there.
Tim says that's wild with the ages and when they start. We get that with our cutoff for Scouts, Trail Life USA. That's a great deal, your HOA for $100. Yeah, it is pretty good. Jackie, welcome into the show. Is flooding an issue in Market Common in AE flood zones? So here's what's going on, Jackie. The flood maps in Market Common area were all redone in the last few years. When it was originally built, especially, and you're talking mainly about like the Meridian section, I think, of Market Common, it was flood zone X. But when they redid the maps, it was changed over to an AE. So what that means, and we've not really had the big storms since then to really test it to find out. It is going to require you to have flood insurance in that area. If I actually, let me pull this over. Miriam, you're going to get bored for a minute. You'll be all right.
It's okay.
It's okay. Toby's snoring. I have something to look at.
Okay, well, look at him a minute while I pull this up. So give me just a second here while this loads. Let's see here if I can get this. All right. So, Jackie, if we go over here and look, here are the flood maps for Myrtle Beach, Horry County, the entire area, okay? Unfortunately, there is no rhyme or reason to it. Other than that, it is, and I have to be real careful with my mouse, because if I touch the wrong button, this thing's going to go crazy. It's really a horrible map. But these sections here that are purple are the areas where the flooding takes place. Obviously, here along the coast, right at the coast, that's going to be a flood zone, because why? It's 0 feet above sea level. Well, it is sea level. But then you'll notice right through here, this line that goes down, this is the intracoastal waterway. And then this is where all of the rivers and streams are through our area. So right here is 501. So this is the little, you can see kind of this little tendon that kind of runs through here. And this is where Market Common basically sits. I would try to zoom it in some for you, but I know if I touch this, it's going to go crazy and we will not be able to see it. But if you want to see it for yourself, you can go over and just to Google and type in Horry County flood zone map, and it'll show it to you.
Oh, so God, don't say that. It's sensitive.
It is sensitive. So with that being the case, there are, some obviously things you're going to need there, some flood insurance and those things. I don't know what the cost is going to be that it would require for it there. We've had Terry, though, on the show before. If you want me to get you in touch with her, shoot me an email. You'll see it's scrolling across the screen at the bottom. I believe my email's on there as well. Or you can just go over to the website. No, my email's on there. Shoot me an email, and I can get you in touch with Terry and her team at We Insure to discuss insurance and flood insurance in that area for sure. But it is, kind of a weird thing to have, that little section in there. But there's also some weird spots, like our church sits right in this area right here where I'm kind of scrolling my mouse, and the church isn't in a flood zone.
Can't see you.
But I'm not showing the screen. Thank you for telling me. So, like, our church sits right here, and this is not considered a flood zone. But one street over, where we had some friends that live right there, their house is on a flood zone, and you would not think that street would be a flood zone, but the street was, and so they had an additional bill to have in place. So hopefully that answers your question, Jackie. Good question. If you guys have more questions for us, please ask them. Miriam wants to answer lots of questions, right? Lots of questions tonight.
Let's go back to the picture board now.
Okay. Yes, ma'am. Not only does she speak eloquently, but she also knows what she wants.
She's excited to share all the other fun things that you can do here.
Yes.
Yeah. So Miriam,
I was going to tell you about something, but it's probably
what's this one here? Oh, I'm not sharing the screen again. Sorry.
That is exactly what I was about to talk about. This is Myrtle Waves. This is the water park that we go to. It is very, 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 very fun. There is a lot of slides and everything. We got a season pass for it, and if you order early, you can actually get a cup where you get free refills for the entire season. And if you get a season pass, then you get to skip the entire line of like 30 people every single time.
Yep. So this area right here that we're showing right now on the screen, this is the wave pool, which is rather large. And this was from the other day where it was extremely packed, Catherine said.
And that's not normal. It usually isn't that packed. That's why I got video of it. But I mean, there is so much there to explore. You don't have to wait in line most of the time.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, and the thing is if you are a season pass holder, you actually get admittance before everyone else. So if you're there right when they open in the morning, you can get in 15 minutes before anybody else does. Get yourself a nice chair under one of the umbrellas. Get yourself on a ride or two before everyone else gets into the park. The other thing which Miriam was mentioning is when you buy those season passes, you want to buy them, as crazy as it sounds, on Black Friday. That is the day of the year when they go on sale. They open up season pass sales, and they are the cheapest day of the year. On the Saturday, the price goes up. So you got to do it on Black Friday, get them. And when you do it, we learned this last year, buy the season cup, the cup for the year for the season. And I'm sure, Miriam, you probably have one nearby that you can go grab and show them.
That's what I was about to say.
She's going to grab it.
And what's nice is these cups, I think they were like $18 to $20. I don't remember what we paid for them.
We bought them as a group. Yeah.
It gives you free refills the entire season.
Yeah.
So we bought them for all of the kids in the family. And when we go, we have drinks now the entire time we're there. Because one of the things definitely it's important, and obviously now we're not using the best drink, we're drinking sugary things, but staying hydrated in the heat.
Oh, but you can just get water. You can go up and get ice water, or you can get a soda or whatever they have in the fountain drink. But the other day I just got ice water because, as most places are, amusement parks, they have it where you can't bring outside food and drink in.
I can't find the right lid right now.
It's in the dishwasher because we were just at the water park.
It's this, and they have this that goes through.
We're having show and tell today, guys.
Just imagine this lid but blue for this year. But here's one of the things: they change the color every single year, so you can't bring it back and be like, "Oh, I bought it this year."
Yes.
But it looks like this. And there is many places that you can get food there. But they also have the refill station, and the people there are very nice.
Yes.
And they recently learned a couple of times ago that if you get the free cup, you get free refills. Also of the frozen icy coffee.
Yeah. At one of the stations, you can get a frozen cappuccino as a free refill. But there's a lot to explore whether you are older or younger. They have like a little kiddie area. There's stuff.
They have everything from the tiniest age of the kiddie area where it's like 2 feet, and there's like stuff that you can do. There's like tiny slides for them and everything.
A little splash pad area.
There used to be a second water pump, but they combined some of the stuff in there when it closed because they were both owned by the same person.
Same company, yes.
Yeah. So what happened? So there's like the kiddie pool, and then volcano for the younger kids of elementary, and everything up and up and up and up.
I think there's something like 15 slides, lazy river, everything.
There's a lot. Let me count everything.
So when we go, because we're season pass holders, we'll go for an hour or two. If it gets crowded or our feet get hot or we're hungry, we'll just head home and come back another day.
Yeah, and what's nice for us is when you're local, you don't have to go to the thing all day long, especially when you have that season pass.
There's like 25.
You can leave, go across the street to Sam's Club, get a pizza for the 8 of you, or what you do a lot, 8 slices for 4 of you, takes care of the whole family. Or what you'll do a lot of times is go out and they have a picnic area, right?
Yep.
Yes. Like you can bring your own food and you can eat it in the picnic area that's out there. Make sure that you bring stuff that's okay, because they do have a bag check, but it's not like
if you're bringing it in.
Yeah. It's not like you have a bottle of water, you're not allowed to bring it in.
Yep, you can bring a bottle of water. They just don't want you bringing your whole cooler inside. But it's a family-friendly place. But they even have it stays open later on Fridays, and they do a movie and different themes.
Yeah, you might not have seen the video, but where the wave pool is, there's a movie screen that's above it. And during the day, they have different short clips of people at the beach and doing fun stuff.
Yep.
And it's not like one person the entire time. It's like short clips of people, and they're all children appropriate. And then at night they play the movie for it, and it says open later then. And please ask us questions.
Yeah. She wants to answer questions, and I'm glad that I have her here tonight to answer these questions, because as you've heard me coughing sometimes, I have a little bit of a head cold going. But I'm going to give you a minute, Miriam, to take a break, drink some water. I'm going to actually talk about something that people might be asking. If you guys have questions while I'm talking about this for a little bit, please drop them, and Miriam will be back to answer any and all questions. I promise. Right, Miriam?
Yes.
Yes.
All right, good. I'm going to actually mute you for a minute. All right. So what I wanted to talk about for a few minutes, because people always are asking me, Jeremy, what's going on in the real estate market right now? What's happening? Is now a good time to buy? Is now a good time to sell? What should I be doing? And, I mentioned in my last live that I did, I had a listing, and let me actually just jump over here a minute and I'll pull it up. I had this new listing. Where are we at? There we are. Click on the right button. I listed this beautiful home here over in Berkshire Forest, and it's a 4-bedroom, 3-bath home, and we listed it at $399. And at the time when we listed this home, there was a lot of property for sale in Berkshire Forest. And so we're going to go in here right now and just see what's happening with the market now. So in this development, there are currently 36 properties for sale. And there are now, let's click the button to go the other way. There are now 11 properties under contract. So while we've seen a lot of stuff come on the market, and since I listed this house, just to give you all an idea, there have been 3 more houses that have come on the market. And mine's mine and the one right before it went on the market, went under contract pretty quick. So what does this tell me? This tells me that if you guys are thinking about selling a home right now, it's really important to price it properly. When I spoke with the sellers on that home, we were discussing pricing, and they originally were thinking 425 to 450. And I went through and did some analysis and looked through the development, and there's 3 or 4 other homes just like theirs that are in that same price point. And they said, well, we want to be in line with them. And I said, but when you go through and you look at the statistics of what the average price per square foot for your development says, you should be more the 375 to 400 range. And they said, well, we want to get the most out of it. And I said, I understand. I always want to get the most out of a home. But at the same time, my job as a realtor is not to just list a house for sale, but to actually sell a home, because listing it doesn't help you. You don't get anything accomplished. I don't get anything accomplished. So we ended up agreeing on the price at $399, and it's under contract. We went under contract within 3 weeks, which in this market right now is a big deal. You know, if we go and we look at the statistics right now, here is month's supply. And if you remember back when we started doing these live streams a couple years ago, we were talking about back here where it was 1 month of supply. And everybody's like, wow, this is amazing. And we would list a house and have 10 people fighting to get the home and getting 100,000 over asking. And then we started to see interest rates come in through this section here. And all of a sudden the month's supply started to go up. Then it kind of, okay, we're just going to kind of level out here for a little bit. And it stayed here. And then again, as we got through 2023, interest rates started going up again. And so, when this happened, our inventory grew. As I've shared since the beginning of doing live streams, Lawrence Yoon, who works for the National Association of Realtors, he is the chief economist. The guy knows the economy, knows what's going on in the housing market. He states that a 6-month supply is a balanced market. And if we go and we look right now of our supply, we're sitting right at 5.8 months. So we're pretty close to a balanced market right now. So if you're thinking about selling a home, you definitely need to price it right. Not only that, you need to get high quality photos. If we go back here to my listing and we look at this, I have all the equipment to take images, but I don't have the eye. I don't have the skill. I don't have the editing chops to do it, nor do I have the time. So I hired a professional photographer, spent the money to go in, take these images of the home, get everything done so that we have good quality photos to sell this home. And so that's why this house went under contract so fast. It was priced properly. It had good marketing. It had good imagery with it. So if we start to talk a little bit more about what's happening in the market right now, the other thing that people want to look at a lot of times is, what is the sales price doing? So is now a good time to buy? Am I going to get a good deal? So if we look right now, here's our kind of pricing right now, what's happening. And this is median pricing. Okay. So in August of 2024, it was an average of 320,000. So if we go back 1 month to July, which is where we are right now, 323. June was 331. So where are we right now? 330. So 331 to 330. We've basically, for all of those people who said, oh, we're going to wait, prices are going to drop. The bottom's coming, it's going to drop, and we're going to get it. Let's discuss this a second. We're going to wait. We're going to wait some time. We'll give it a year. So yes, the average median price dropped $1,000. So you saved $1,000 during that year. But during that year, you continued to pay higher prices on your taxes to live in the Northeast. You paid more for your expenses up there. And now interest rates are much higher than they were then. They didn't drop. They were saying, well, interest rates are going to drop. They didn't. They're still the same or right around the same amount. So really, what did you save over that last year? Nothing really. So there's a lot right now going on in our market. If you're thinking about buying a house down here, I always tell people, if you're thinking about moving, just do it. If it costs an extra 1,000 or two, having the peace of mind, having the breeze of the ocean, having, beautiful weather most of the year. Some of our good friends, they took a ministry job a few years back in Michigan. And, my daughter mentioned snow a little while ago. Yeah, we had snow this last year. Miriam is 10 years old now. She's seen snow, I think, 3 times in her life, but this was the first time that it lasted more than till lunchtime. So, yes, we do get some snow here from time to time because we have the 4 seasons, but it is not normal to stay. Well, while they were in Michigan, our friends, they told me over and over, Jeremy, it's so dreary here. There's gray skies all the time. We never see blue skies. And my wife and I would send pictures to them all the time. It's sunny again today. It's blue skies, and we pull our phone out and take photos. So if you're thinking of, well, I'm going to try to save, you're really not saving waiting. Just make the move and have a better quality life, okay? That's kind of my little sales pitch thing that I would share. But Miriam, let's bring you back on here. I know you're bored by Dad talking about real estate things. I'm going to get you unmuted. Well, I'm trying to. There you go.
I was so bored.
No.
I know you were. But
Important stuff, even if she doesn't understand it.
yeah. So, all right, let's see what we got. So RGX says, love Myrtle Waves. Get an annual pass. Yes, definitely. Tim wants to know, flood cost is going to be based almost entirely on location and zone. Our condo near Charleston, about a footful of field away from the beach, is about $5,000 a year for our HOA master policy, then unit policy extra. Yeah, here in our area, Timothy, if the condo complex includes insurance in your monthly fee, you got to have then that HO6 policy, which is for the contents inside. And that some of them here that don't have it still, that master policy where you're paying a special assessment, might be once a year, might be quarterly, something like that on top of it. RG says, is it Black Friday they have the pass sale?
Yes.
Yep, that's when you want to get them.
Yep. And there are other times that they do have a discount, but it's not as big as that. And there are other places that have local discounts on certain days as well. Like, if you go over to Broadway at the beach and do the aquarium there's local discounts. So always ask if there's a locals discount when you're doing anything here at the beach. The worst that they could say is, no, we don't offer one.
Yeah, and even at Myrtle Waves, sometimes they do have weekend specials on certain things. So definitely check out their social media. There's also some online coupons and that stuff as well that you can find. And if you have a season pass, they also have, what do they have, Miriam? They have bring a what?
You bring a
friend.
Yep, you bring a friend, or you can get 20% off. Bringing a group of people, you can get discounts on the food and the drinks there, anything you're purchasing.
Yeah, so I usually bring one of my friends that does not have a water park pass, because it would just be mean if you just pick somebody that already had a pass instead of somebody that didn't have one.
Yes.
Yeah, like we took our neighbors a couple years back. They'd moved to the area, and we said, hey, do you want to go? We have free passes that you can come along with us today for free. They said, sure. They love it, and now they got season passes themselves to go from it. So,
and one of the things I was going to say is, like Jeremy was saying, check out their social media for that, because they do a lot of stuff for like first responders, or they'll have a discount, free for teachers, or veterans, first responders. I think they had one a couple years back for anyone in the medical field as well, like a free pass.
Yep. All right, let's see. We got some other stuff coming in here. Timothy says AE is always not cheap. If you're a few miles back from the shore, usually will be much cheaper. So Timothy, here in Myrtle Beach, it doesn't matter how close you are to the beach. There are parts of Conway, which are 20 minutes, 30 minutes inland, that the AE for insurance can be very, very expensive as well. So it's definitely one of those things You want to have an expert on your side representing you when you're looking at homes. And, one of the things, let me go over here. Sorry, Miriam, you're going to be bored for a minute. You'll get over it. If we go over here, and I'm just going to open up, let's go to the homepage here. We're going to open up a brand new listing. Let's go shopping today. Let's buy this house, Catherine. What do you think? Should we buy that one? I think we should. We actually used to live not too far from there. But let's see if they have it. So one of the things we want to look at on any property that we're looking to purchase, it's a resale, is we're going to take a look at, why does it just go away? All right, let me zoom this up a little bit so y'all can read it easier. We're going to go and we're going to look here at one of the sections as we go down through. I think it's like section number 23 it starts, if I remember correctly, right through here, where it's going to start to ask questions about flood insurance and those things. So is there erosion? Is there flood hazards? Has the property, is it part of the National Flood Insurance Program? Has there ever been a FEMA claim on the property? If any of these property questions here are answered yes, then we're going to go and we're going to ask some more questions. We're definitely going to want to get a, kind of estimate on insurance to find out. And if it says yes on FEMA claims, we're going to do a lot more digging to make sure that we're buying a house that hasn't flooded and had major issues and is prone to flooding again and again. So super, super important to pay attention to that when you're looking at homes. All right, let's see here. Back to my questions. Sorry, Miriam, I know you're bored with those types of questions, but it's okay. Is the market leaning towards the buyer's market yet? Yes and no, GTO. Sellers have not yet realized that it's that it's a boring. Miriam, I know you're bored. I know. I'm sorry. You'll get over it. Look, I'm gonna take you off the screen. There you go. Yes, it is leaning more towards a buyer's market, but the sellers are still not quite there understanding that. So some sellers still have a price in mind and they're stuck with it and they're letting the house sit for much longer to sell. If I go and look, let me just see, I'll tell you what the number is here. 1 second. Where is days on the market? As of right now, the average days on market is at 100 days. So it's not a horrible number, but it's not a great number. So there's a little bit more time sitting, but that also takes into consideration that 100 days new construction. So where is the deals right now? It's the same it's been for the last several months. New construction is where you're finding incentives, is where you're finding property at a better deal, a better value. Builders are a lot more motivated right now. Right now is the time of year. If you're thinking of moving, you want to go get your home right now. You want to call me. I want to go get you out to a DR Horton community and find you a property. Horton is offering all types of incentives because their fiscal year ends in September. So they are doing all types of deals right now. Lower interest rates, incentives, money towards closings. They're screening porches, putting gutters on, adding window blinds into the house, all kinds of stuff. And a lot of your builders right now have all types of incentives going towards it. So, all right. DJ Goofy Kid says, hey, listening in from Colombia. Welcome in, DJ. Went with your recommendation for Dragon Pan. Their Mongolian beef is awesome. Any other awesome Chinese sushi places you recommend? Oh, Miriam, I'm bringing you back for this one, baby. All right. Tell them about it.
There is a very, very, very good sushi place nearby us called Flaming Fin. It is amazing. You get free net at the end.
Yes. So you enjoy Flaming Fin. They have sushi as well as Chinese and Asian inspired dishes there. There's actually another place I haven't been to. This is going to be their second location, but it looks like it's bigger than the original. What is that one called? It's
Miyabi
Soho, something like that.
Yes, so Soho's coming
Soho.
to this end of Carolina Forest. It should be opening. I think it's actually their third location because I think they have one in downtown Myrtle Beach. I think there's one over in Market Common, and then they're building a freestanding building here with it.
It's giant.
They're well, there's gonna be other things in the building, not just them. But it is a very popular place. People at this end of Carolina Forest are very excited for it to show up. I'm not a sushi eater. Nobody in my family really is huge sushi aficionados. We kind of dabble in it, very minimal.
Like
but California rolls is about as far as adventurous we go. But there is also Sushi Co., which is down in the Market Common area. Up in the northern end of the beach. What was that place we went to one time, Catherine?
I can't remember, but it was like
Sushi King?
No, you didn't go. It was on date night. Sorry. You were left home.
I think it was called Sushi King, actually.
Was it Sushi King?
Yes.
Something
there was
like
one of them that you went to that was Sushi King.
Okay.
Yeah,
maybe that's right.
It might be Sushi King, which is up in North Myrtle Beach. It's like all you can eat, where you just go in and you order it as you want, type of thing.
And they make it fresh and bring it out.
We also love Miyabi Jr., which is in the Carolina Forest area. Hibachi, there's a lot of different hibachi places. It used to be Miyabi. They're all now called Haichia and different names they've changed throughout the area.
A really good one that's right nearby the Chapin Memorial Library.
For Thai.
I believe it's Thai Lao. And the peanut sauce and chicken on a stick is really good.
She loves the chicken satay and the peanut sauce. But I'm a big Thai fan, and there are actually 2 Thai restaurants. They're like owned by relatives right next to each other.
Thai
and
Lao and Thai.
Just Thai cuisine, yeah.
It used to just be one, but then the other relative was like, "Oh, I like Thai. Let me copy you."
And you mentioned RG about Dragon Pan, definitely go try out Flaming Fin. It's owned by, I think it's sisters, if I remember correctly, of Dragon Pan. So they have a lot of the same recipes, but it's actually a nice dine-in, sit-down place. They also have phenomenal lunch specials. Miriam, you want to tell them about the lunch specials?
So there's a lunch special. They always get every single time, even though I don't come at the specific lunch time on these
what is
specific
it called?
days. It's called the bento box. It is amazing. You can get it with either like sesame chicken, and you could get shrimp instead, and there's other alternatives that they have, like beef as well. You can get it with white rice or fried rice, and it comes with
sushi.
It comes with it comes with 4 California rolls in it, and it also comes with, I don't know what they are, but they're amazing. They're like,
it's like little dumpling things that come with it.
But they're like fried, but they're not like fried in like grease. They're like amazing.
And with soup or salad as well.
Yeah. So it's this whole entire thing, and it's really good.
Yeah.
No, Miriam is not homeschooled. Miriam actually was at she went to Ocean Bay Elementary and is now going to middle school this year.
Ocean Bay Middle School, which is very funny because it's right across from each other. Because last year I was at the elementary school, and then my brother was right here, and then my sister was right here, and they were like, you could see the school's distance. So we were all together in like a little L shape.
Yes, there are a lot of great schools in this area.
Yeah.
So, all right, let me see here. We have some other questions that came in. One of my brothers told me the market was going to drop after we bought our condo in 2021. Going price is still $200K over what we paid, and at a 4.25 APR on jumbo loan. If you're buying, don't wait. Amen, Tim. Hallelujah. Amen. We'll just shout amen on that one. I just looked at Conway. Guess it's probably expensive. Yeah, so back in 2019, when Hurricane Florence came through the area, a lot of the really bad flooding that we had in our area took place in Conway. Actually, let me just do this. I'll pull up a map here a second. Let me go back over to here. And here's our map. So when we had all of our flooding in our area, actually, we'll go to this map because it's the GIS. So when we had our flooding that took place during Hurricane Florence, it was a lot in this section of Conway here, down through the southern end of Socastee in here, and then up here on the northern end around Highway 9 in Long. Some flooding took place there. The flooding at the beach was minimal to none at all. We had a little bit of rain that blew into some of the hotel rooms from the just blowing rain, but nothing really flooded along the beach. When Hurricane Florence came in, Miriam, you wouldn't remember this because you were really young at the time. It was, 5-6 years ago now. The storms came in, left, the beach opened back up basically 2 days later, and everybody came back on vacation just like nothing was going on. You remember that, Catherine? I mean, it was we left because we didn't know what was going to happen, and my mother was a widow by herself. My grandmother was alive as a widow by herself, and so we ended up packing everything up, going to Georgia for a couple of days, and when we came back along the beach, everything was open again and going like nothing was going on. But everyone inland in Socastee area along the waterway, in Conway, up in Longs, were freaking out and paranoid and packing sandbags and everything to try to keep from flooding in their houses. Why? Because the water came in. Well, where did that water come from? Well, it came from actually up north of us. Because Hurricane Florence actually hit in New Bern, North Carolina. And so if I actually go, let me go back to this map now.
And that's why the flooding is all along the rivers and the waterways.
Yep. So when Hurricane Florence came in, guys, it came in up here to New Bern, North Carolina in this area. And it got stuck right here. And for 24 hours, just churned over New Bern and dropped like 27 inches of rain in 24 hours. Well, all of that water that dropped here had to come down through the rivers, the streams, creeks, all that stuff, down through North Carolina, down through Myrtle Beach, and then came out down below us, out through Lake Winyaw, back out to the ocean. So when all of that rain came through, we had a couple days to prepare, but there was no way of stopping it. And so we had several sections, of the beach, and when I say the beach, Horry County, where they had 6, 8, 10 feet of water inside their houses along those rivers. So that's where we really have to be careful when it comes to storms. So, all right, let's see here. Caught it late, but Miriam was homeschooled. We also homeschool. So one day would have to introduce my teenage kid. We don't homeschool, but we're all for meeting up,
And there are a lot of great homeschool families that we know through different organizations, the library, through dance studio, at church. There is a great homeschool community here.
Yeah, there's a really good, great homeschool co-op that a bunch of my friends are in. So I might not go to school with them, but I still get to see them at other places, and we get to learn about different environments of homeschool versus public school and private school.
Yep, there are different homeschool groups that can support you in however much you want to get together with others. Definitely look into that, and the library is a great place where you can meet up with people.
Sparkplug says hello and can't wait to find a house. I'm ready whenever you are. Tim says dumplings are either wontons or crab ragoon. And John says dumplings are actually dumplings. I don't know what is, what isn't, but what I do know is that my kids eat them all.
Yes.
I love them all.
All of them. Like, we cook them here at home as well. We have a bag of them and we put it on the pan.
You guys eat them. I know you guys eat them steamed, you eat them fried, you eat them sauteed. You don't care how you get them.
With a salad.
Yeah. Yep, and we eat most types of it. Like, we eat beef, chicken, vegetable, glass noodle.
What grocery stores do you like shopping in that we have around here?
Walmart clearance aisle.
Well, no. Then we have BJ's.
We have BJ's and Walmart's and Sam's Club and Target's and Costco's
and Aldi. And what's the new one coming in?
Sorry. I was about to say Dollar Tree, but no, it is. We've been waiting for this for a very long time. There's only in North Carolina and like other places.
Okay, say what it is.
Trader Joe's.
So we're excited. Trader Joe's is coming to our area.
There's a lot of like new restaurants that are coming into our area. Like right nearby us, there's a Publix that's there, and they're adding in a Wendy's.
Yeah.
And a tidal wave, and
there's a lot.
And the best one, Miracle.
Okay.
Oh, hey, somebody just subscribed. Did you hear it?
Yeah.
So thank you to whoever just hit the subscribe button. There's actually a live counter. It probably doesn't show on the screen back behind me. Maybe if I move out of the way, it'll focus.
It's a little bit blurry.
It's
There. Kind of does it. So thank you to whoever just subscribed in. If you guys haven't subscribed to the channel, make sure you do that as well. That would be great. Some other things that I want to share. Thank you for the questions, guys. If you have more, please ask them. And while you're doing that, Miriam, there's one more place that we got to talk about here. Okay.
Is this the last picture?
I think it's the last one. So let me pull it up here. Where is it? There we go. There it is.
What is that?
That is a rainbow.
At where?
The beach! One of the most reasons why people come to Myrtle Beach is because of the beach, hence the name.
Yes.
There's many fun stuff to do at the beach. Like you could just relax on the sand. You could build sand castles. You could collect shells. But one of the few things that we're known for is the shark teeth that are here, and it is very, very fun to find them. You might not know very often, but shark teeth, whenever you find them, they're not white. They're black. They're like black little triangles, and if you look for them, you'll find them. And not all of them are like that giant megalodon that you find. Like it's not very often that you find one. They're usually like smaller shark teeth, and they are really fun to find though, because we're always like comparing them, and I was like, don't compare the shark teeth. They're all equal.
They're all beautiful. So yes, if you enjoy walking the beach, combing for seashells or shark's teeth, it's miles of coastline, and we're really spoiled. Like a lot of places, if there's a beach, it's a little bit you can get to, but you can't go. It's rocky here, or it's a private beach there. We have miles of it, and it's all lovely. Mm-hmm. And we love going down to the beach all year round.
One of the things that not everybody knows about, I believe it's more towards the winter, that actually you can bring your dogs to the beach.
Yeah.
And the dogs actually really like it, and you get like free, you can take your dog there. And it's just really fun because all dogs aren't very used to water. We have a pond in our backyard.
But they don't get to swim.
But they don't swim in water as much.
So what she was saying is true. You can take your dogs year round to the beach, but during the summertime, when it's May through September, you can't do it in the middle of the day. It would only be before, I think, 8 a.m. or after 6 p.m. And take them on the leash and you clean up after them. But there are a lot of places that you can bring your dogs. And during the winter time, when you go down to the beach, you're more likely to find those beautiful big shells and the bigger shark teeth.
And if you don't have a dog and you want to get a dog and you just see one walking around the beach,
there aren't woodhogs for you, but you can adopt. There are lots of places here. And when you come to live in Myrtle Beach, you can find a furry friend.
Miriam has the scoop. Miriam needs her own. Well, actually, Miriam,
I asked for it for 2 years.
So, Miriam, we will say it. We have a channel that Miriam and I and her brother are doing. One of the things that we enjoy doing is collecting what, Miriam?
Sports cards.
We do. And so we've created a fun channel where we're opening up packs of sports cards and all that. It's called Blanton Breaks. You guys can check it out. But one of the things, yes, there's all kinds of sports cards laying around because I've got a lot of it on the dining room table where they're shooting right now. But one of the things, guys, that I also want to talk about here tonight, if you guys have not already checked these out, a couple other spots while you're typing in your questions tonight. If you're thinking about moving to the area and you want to see what some of the neighborhoods look like, one of the things that my assistant and I have done is we have started to create tours of several of the communities here in Myrtle Beach. Oh, let me turn this off so you guys can see it better. So we have created driving tours of many, many neighborhoods, and we have many more coming, where it's literally just we've taken a GoPro, we've connected to the car, and we got to play the ad. Hold on a minute. YouTube's getting a penny on me. But we have videos of us literally just driving around neighborhoods. Well, maybe we do. Come on, YouTube. There you go. Where it's just driving around so you can see, what does the neighborhood look like? What are the streets? What are the homes like? People want to know, what's the landscaping like in these developments? And so we have these, and you guys can find it. It is called Home Tours of Myrtle Beach. It's right here. We've got 60 subscribers and 19 videos there right now. Also, if you need to, you can book a call with me. If you're thinking about making a move to the area, made it real simple. All the information's right there. You can simply click on that. It connects straight over to my calendar. And so, like you can see, this month, I'm already booked up the rest of the month. Now, granted, there's only a couple days left, but maybe you wanted to have a call scheduled for Friday. So you can come in. You can see I have times right now, 11:30 to 2 on Friday available. You want to schedule this one, you come in, fill in your information, hit schedule event, and we can have a talk about your move to the area. The other thing I wanted to share with you all, if you want to learn more, and I know since we're on YouTube, a lot of you guys are enjoying YouTube, you can check out this channel as well, which we have called Myrtle Beach Shorts. And there's a lot of great information here. If you want to find out about what's going on in the market, we've got simple little things where here's like a median house price of what's going on in the area right now. This kind of gives you a quick market update in 60 seconds or less. Or maybe you want to learn about some of the different areas, restaurants, things like that. This is a great little channel where we've got lots of information on there about all these different places, and you want to go check it out. Also, if some of you guys that are watching tonight are into other platforms, I have gone to the dark side, and I have gone to TikTok. We also have a lot of those videos that you just saw on the Shorts channel here on TikTok as well, where you can find it. So if you want to learn, like here's one on the 5 must-try pizza spots in Myrtle Beach to check out. And then one that I've also recently come up with, which this one is kind of fun, but this one is just me sharing about some of the crazy, wildest things that have happened while I've been in real estate. Like this one here. It's about, oops, I clicked the wrong button. This is about a story about Granny's rocking chair. Now, you might be saying, what are you talking about, Granny's rocking chair? We had a home that we were selling. It was a condo on the beach down in Garden City. And we told our people, listen, we're going to list this for sale. This was back several years ago. When we put it on the market, we're probably going to have a buyer right away. So anything you want to take out of your unit, take it home with you since we're selling the unit furnished. And they said, sure, no problem. So they packed it up, got everything out. We listed it, said everything good to go. Yep. Went and showed it the next day. Got a full price cash offer on a $400,000 condo. Crazy how we got it in less than 24 hours. We send it over to the people. We say, here's where we're at. We have it. And they said, okay, well, great. We accept. But there was a rocking chair out on the balcony that we couldn't fit into our car. So that has to come with us too, but everything else can stay. So we call the buyers. Now, when the buyers were walking through the unit, they said, it's being sold fully furnished. We said, yep, everything you see is what you get. So they took that and said, well, we saw it, we want it. Became this big argument back and forth between the buyer and the seller over Granny's rocking chair. Well, that was Granny's rocker where she used to sit out there during the summer nights and Listen to the waves, and we have such fond memories of Granny sitting out there. The buyer said, you told me everything goes with it. We want it. The seller said, we can't get rid of Granny's rocker. We tried to step in and even buy new rocking chairs. We were going to go over to, Cracker Barrel, buy 2 right off of their front porch and go deliver them. They wouldn't have 1, then they'd have 2. Not good enough. The whole deal fell apart. The sellers dug their heels in. The buyer said it's a matter of principle, and the whole thing fell apart over a rocker. Well, right after that, the market crashed. This is back in 2007, 2008. When the market crashed, the price of the home dropped from $400,000 down to $350,000. The seller continued to pay $1,400 to $1,500 a month HOA fee for another 15 months till we could sell that property. So the moral of that story is, when you're selling something, remove anything that you don't want to convey prior to putting it on the market. And so on that channel, we'll go back here a second. On this channel, that's what we're saying. Hey, I'm actually wearing the same shirt today. Isn't that pretty cool? I know my wife's got something to say on that, don't you? Let me bring her back.
We just need to take you shopping and get you some more duds. No, I like that shirt.
Yeah, it looks nice on you. It looks like South Carolina.
Yes.
Yeah. Tim said, wow, rocker drummer, this is paradise. Yeah, Tim, it was a wild, crazy one. Some of the other stories in there, one was about during the time when the market completely crashed, realtors weren't getting sales. My father and I, we were a team back then. We did 137 transactions one year. The next year we did 13. So you can imagine, if we had that much of a drop off as a top producing team, what did others deal with? Well, one of the agents in our market who wasn't very good, let's just put it that way, tried to stay in. She ended up moving into one of her clients' second homes that they were selling, and they happened to just come in town and rang the doorbell, and she answered the door in her nightrobe with a glass of wine in her hand. She ended up getting arrested. So there's all kinds of crazy, wild stories of things that I've dealt with over the years of doing this. Because, guys, I've been in this now for 24 and a half years. September will be 25 years that I've been in this business. So I've dealt with all kinds of crazy stuff, to say the least.
What platform is that channel on?
This one is on TikTok.
That one's on TikTok. What's it called again?
So this one here is actually just my name, Jeremy Blanton, Realtor.
Realtor.
Yep. So you can go over there on TikTok and find it. I also have started to take some of those stories, and we're also sharing them over onto Instagram. So you'll see some of them firing up in here as well, that you guys can check out. There's also some fun pictures of stuff with the family along the way in there that are kind of mixed in. Like this was from our summer cruise without Miriam on it, but we got to meet Brandon Lake and Phil Wickham on that trip, which was kind of cool on that cruise, and just some real cool, fun stuff on there as well. Here was that rainbow that you just saw a minute ago. We were actually down at the beach for summer. We were doing beach baptisms, and if you actually look at it, at one point you can see a double rainbow right about here, right there. It was up there. That was forming with it. So right as we were ending baptisms that day, we had a double rainbow show up, which was kind of cool.
Beautiful.
Yeah, it was really pretty.
Ms. Lovely says Miriam is smart and knowledgeable. Oh no, I'm gonna have to raise her pay, aren't I, guys?
Oh, you can raise it from $0 to $0.0.
All the love and hugs, right?
All right. Well, we'll just skip the cards then, okay? We can go shopping for some more of them instead. So, anyway, guys, I hope you all are enjoying tonight. If you have any other questions you want to ask, go ahead and put them in now. We're probably going to shut this off in the next few minutes. Miriam, is there anything on your mind you want to tell people about Myrtle Beach? Think on that for a minute. And while you do, should we ask your mom the same question?
Yes, you should.
Same
ask
question
her.
or different question? For
Ask
mine?
her.
Same question.
Oh,
We're
same
going to
question.
ask you the same question. So, what is something that you want people to know about living in Myrtle Beach?
You want to go first, or do you want me to go
I want
first?
you to go first while I was still thinking.
One of the things, and we might have mentioned it before if you've gotten to watch our videos, but there is a lot here in Myrtle Beach. When you come to vacation, you might think, oh, I've seen everything. There's a lot more outside of the downtown area, outside of the hotels right on the beach. So take your time exploring. When you come down to look at houses, book in a couple days where you can just go and see what the rest of the area is like. And if you're down here, if you live down here and you're like, oh, I don't want to go downtown, too much traffic, everything else, there are still things that you can do downtown. You're not going to be there all the time, paying the higher parking rates during the on season, but there are concerts that they have down at the boardwalk. She's my mini me. There are things all around the beach, different like farmers markets and things like that you can check out around your area. That just talk to folks, be friendly, talk to your neighbors, find out. You might have, a new pickleball partner that lives right next door to you, and you don't know. Just get out and make friends. And there's a lot for everybody in different walks of life down here.
I remember something that everybody should know.
Yes. What is
about
that?
Myrtle Beach?
What?
Chicken bog.
All right. Well, hold on. We'll get to you in a second. All right. Let me go back here a minute to what Mom's sharing. So it's super important, guys, when you're looking to move to the area that you kind of take some time and explore. Because a lot of times, most of the people probably who are thinking about moving here have come on vacation. And when you're coming on vacation, it's a very different lifestyle than living here. Because, Miriam, what are things that we have to do every single day around our house?
We have to let our dogs out, eat food, drink water,
Cook, clean, laundry.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff that we do.
Clean our rooms, right?
Yes. And read and draw and
I know work.
Yeah, I know earlier today me and Mom went outside and we made flower crowns. Plant crowns, plant necklaces, plant bracelets.
But there's a lot of regular life stuff we get to do that we do every day.
Yeah.
But when you're on vacation, you don't do those things.
Yeah, if you're sitting here, you might be like, I'm gonna have leftovers of dinner. A piece of scrap and a piece of scrap.
Well, it's like on Miriam on Wednesday, you have to go to the dentist, right?
Yep.
So you got to go to the dentist still. You got to go to the doctor. You still got to have, those things. And so when you're planning where you're going to live, don't base it necessarily just off of where you vacationed all the time. Take into consideration all of the other things. One of the reasons why we love where we live over on the other side of the waterway, west of all of the tourism stuff of Myrtle Beach, is that where we're at, we have so many things within a 5 to 10 minute drive. So like last night, Catherine said, hey, I'm really have a hungering for some Mexican food. Let's go over here and try this chile frito and see how it is. It was a 5-minute drive from our house. Mm-hmm. But if she said, you know what, Jeremy, instead, let's make spaghetti tonight. And she goes to the pantry and there's no pasta. I have 3 grocery stores to pick from, all within 5 minutes of our house. Or like the other day, you were having a little bit of a stressful day and you said, hey, could you stop at the store and see what might be in the adult section of beverages? And so I have 3 grocery stores to stop by and check out what's there and see what's going on. By the way, guys, if you don't know, one of the grocery stores here in town, it's called Lowe's Foods. Ooh. It's a local one to the Carolinas. They actually have like a happy hour inside. The grocery carts have cup holders where you can have your beer or glass of wine while you shop. And they have on like Wednesdays and Thursdays at 5:00 happy hour right there in the grocery store. Very weird and very unique. But we have so many of those things right around us. We have restaurants to pick from. If, Catherine says to me tomorrow morning, Jeremy, your cough is not any better. You're not feeling better. You need to go to the doctor. I have many medical professionals that I can go to, those doctors' cares, the doc in the box, that are, several to pick from within 5 minutes of our home. Speaking of that, back a couple years ago, our son had a real major medical emergency, and Catherine took him down to our doctor, which is 10 minutes from the house, the pediatrician. And when she got there, the pediatrician said immediately to the ER.
Yeah.
And so they literally drove across the street to an ER, which was, still within 5 minutes of our house. And they were taken care of, seen immediately, taken from there up to the main hospital. And, we had all of that stuff. So when you're thinking about where you're planning to move, you definitely want to take all of that stuff into consideration. What I normally suggest to people is, we all nowadays have these smartphones. When you get there, you say, hey, I'm not going to say the word, because if I do, mine's going to go crazy and my computer and everything with it. But if it was an Android, I could say, hey, Google, show me grocery stores nearby. Hey, Google, show me restaurants nearby. Hey, Google, show me doctors nearby. Whatever it is. We have 2 dogs. You heard them barking earlier in the beginning of the stream.
Yes.
We need to know if we're moving somewhere, or is there a vet that's nearby? What if I have an emergency with my dog? I want to be able to take them somewhere. They're part of my family. They're children in my family. So I need to have a place that's going to take care of them as well. So make sure you take all of that stuff into consideration. Okay, Miriam, now, what is the one thing you want to share with everybody?
If you do not know about this already, it is called chicken bog. It is something not everybody knows about for some reason. It's rice, chicken, sausage.
And it's all cooked together. So
Yes.
Chicken bog is a unique to the Carolinas dish. And actually, there's a whole festival about it it's like a week or a week. And it's close to where we went blueberry picking, the Loris Bog Off, where they have different restaurants and home chefs compete to see who can make a better chicken bog.
One of the things is
Here's a picture of it.
There is actually a lot of food cooking competitions, like Church entered one. There was a chili competition, which they won.
Yeah.
And there is lots of places around here.
Blue Crab Festival. There's the Greek Festival.
There's the Dragon Festival.
Dragon Boat Festival. There are lots of festivals and lots of community events. Yep.
Yeah.
Yes.
Bog.
So chicken bog, it's also called chicken perlo or chicken pilau, depending on where you're at. Here in our area, they call it chicken bog most of the time. And it's basically, you boil an entire chicken, keep the chicken stock that comes from it, cook your rice in it with some smoked sausage, take your shredded chicken, add it back in, and just let it all cook with some salt and pepper, and it makes some yummy, yummy, yummy food.
And one of the things why that's local to this area is this used to be rice plantations here. Before Myrtle Beach was everything it is, it was just farmland. Grow rice, corn, whatever would grow.
Yeah. That's basically what it used to be here.
Tim laughed.
Yep.
Tim said, God's sign after the flood, the rainbow. You're right.
Oh.
And then, all right, Catherine, you can answer this one. Where's some good Indian food?
Indian food is, there are Indian restaurants in the area. I'm the only one in our family that eats Indian food, so we don't really go out for it as much. But there is a variety of different international restaurants in downtown Myrtle Beach. I know that there are some up in like 38th Avenue, right there. There's a Walmart neighborhood, and there's an Indian restaurant in there. And there are a couple ones, if you go out to Conway, one of the things we didn't even talk about is all the things that have come around Conway. There's good international ones, but like Jeremy said, ask OK Google or whichever. And there are a lot of
the one you were talking about, Catherine, masala.
Yeah, the Indian bistro down there. And there are a variety of other ones that it might overlap. Maybe it's Indian and another nationality that they kind of share that as well. And we have Greek restaurants and a lot of really yummy things. Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of very yummy food places. I know Dad cut me off earlier when I was saying this, but the new restaurant that I'm excited that's opening up is Noodle Co. Because it's like right nearby me, and noodles are my favorite thing in the entire world.
She likes noodles.
She likes pasta, folks.
Yeah.
And
Buttered noodles is the favorite food ever.
Yes, she's already told us whenever she gets married, we're having apple juice and buttered noodles at the wedding. So luckily, the reception's gonna save me some money. So yeah. All right, let's see here. We have some other stuff coming in here. Let's see what GTO says. Great show, Jeremy. Thank you. Timothy said, love lamb or goat vindaloo. 10 out of 10. Spice level. Don't knock it till you try it. Timothy, I think you would like some of the spices my wife has. We have Carolina Reapers that we grew this year, as well as Thai chilies and also some chili peppers that are, they're like liquid fire. So Miriam, all right, I'm gonna ask you. It's time. We're gonna end this here in a few minutes. So if you guys have any final questions,
Please
ask them now. Miriam, this is gonna be rapid fire, okay? So it's got to be quick. You have to answer with the first thing that comes to mind, okay?
Yes.
You ready?
Yes.
Favorite place to go for pizza?
What's it called? The
Bellissimos. In Conway.
Bellissimos. Okay, why do you love Bellissimos?
Bellissimos is amazing because of its garlic knots and pasta.
And it has really good crust. Like, it's amazing.
Okay, so that's out in Conway, a good pizza spot. Okay, since we don't go to Conway very often, let me get another follow-up question to that. Local pizza, if we have to get pizza for the house tonight, where are we getting it from?
Hungry Howie's.
Really?
Yes.
Hungry Howie's, you can put different flavors on the crust.
No, gosh, no.
This is her. You can't control the answers.
No. Okay, Catherine, please save us. Where are we getting pizza from?
Scotto's.
We're either getting Scotto's Pizza,
Or
Gino's, or River Oaks. One of those three spots.
Yeah.
All right, Miriam. We're gonna ask you another question. If I want to get a hamburger tonight, where am I going?
You're getting it from Berkey's.
Berkey's? Yep,
Berkey's is a good spot, folks.
You're getting it from Berkey's.
That's in downtown Myrtle Beach. They have really good, tasty smash burgers.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, good.
Or you're getting it from Five Guys.
Yeah, she likes
or Five Guys. Yep, that's another good spot. Who has better donuts, Krispy Kreme or Dunkin'?
Krispy Kreme.
Yes.
Good job.
And we have a lot of Krispy Kremes.
Yeah, we have everywhere.
Bob Evans or Cracker Barrel?
Bob Evans.
Why are we going to Bob Evans?
Hot cocoa.
Yeah, that's true. So Bob Evans has hot cocoa on the kids menu, and she loves some hot cocoa.
And it has real whipped cream on the top. It's delicious.
They ask, do you want whipped cream? And they're like, do you want an ice cube in it to make sure it doesn't go in your mouth? Do you want a straw or this on it? And I'm like,
yes. Yeah. Good customer service.
Best place to go for dessert?
That's a tough one. What do you think?
The first thing that came to mind was Peach Cobbler Factory, but that's not it.
Well, Peach Cobbler Factory. That's a nice
Cobbler Factory. Great choice. Best place for ice cream?
I only know one ice cream place. Ocean Bay Creamery.
Ocean Bay.
Okay, Ocean Bay Creamery. Yep. If we want to get crazy milkshakes, where are we going?
Crazy Mason's.
Yes.
Yeah. And what's your favorite flavor at Crazy Mason?
It's the unicorn one. It has this purple rock stick on it and unicorn on it. I haven't got to try it yet. I've only been there once.
Yeah.
It's really good though.
Okay. Here's a question. I'm going to ask this one to Mom. Where are we going for seafood?
Ooh. If it's a sit down, it would be Clark's. I'm trying to think other seafood. Oh, I really like oh goodness, what's the name of it? That's right there on the beach in downtown Myrtle Beach.
Sea Captain's House.
Sea Captain's House. That's amazing too. I love that.
And Sea Captain's House, guys, just so you know, also serves breakfast. They have a phenomenal breakfast buffet that is there. Definitely want to check it out.
Where are we going?
if we want good old Southern cooking on a buffet, where are we going, Miriam?
Golden Corral.
Not Golden Corral.
Well, I'm trying to think of buffet. What's good old home cooking on a buffet?
Magnolia's on 26th.
Oh, yes. Oh, how could I have missed that? Magnolias.
Oh yeah.
We went there with Grandma Di and Uncle Adam. Yes, Magnolias. That
You're
was
not
it.
asking my favorite restaurant yet, Dad.
What is your favorite restaurant?
It's the.
I'm afraid what this answer might be.
I'll be back in just a second.
If you want Brazilian, Riaz is amazing.
I have a feeling she's going to say Cookout.
Oh, no. Ask her, where should you go for authentic Italian?
Where should you go for authentic Italian?
Villa Romana.
Villa Regina. Yes.
Yes. Yes.
And why do you want to go there, Miriam?
Pasta, fettuccine.
Yes.
And plus, if we go, then you can get that dish that's not on the menu.
the
You
Yeah.
have
seafood one.
The
Yes.
fruit, yes. So if you go to Villa Romano and you love seafood, ask for the fruta de mare.
Yes.
And then also, what's going to happen while you're there eating? You're going to get some entertainment. Who's going to come entertain you, Miriam?
It is going to be Michael D. Galdo. Michael D.
And what does he
Galdo.
play?
He plays the accordion, and he comes up to you and he's like, "Ooh, why are you here?
Yep.
What do you want me to sing?" We went for Jeremiah's birthday last year and he did Happy Birthday for him.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's done many ones. I've heard him do Baby Shark.
When you go, it makes you feel like family.
Yeah.
It's delicious. Yep.
Mhm.
And
Yeah, it's a good spot to go for sure.
Homemade
like I said,
Italian in a cozy and elegant atmosphere.
okay.
yes. And if you go, like I said, and you like seafood, ask for the fruta de mare. They do it with either a white sauce or with like a white wine. It is delicious. And it's fresh made pasta. Really, really good stuff. So,
Seafood, lots of stuff.
Mhm.
well, I think, guys, we're going to probably end it right about there because we're coming up on the 2-hour mark, Miriam. We've been on for almost 2 hours now.
That means I get to have empanadas for dinner now. Yay!
Yes, we're going to have empanadas for dinner. So thanks, everybody, for joining in tonight. Tim, yeah, Hungry Howie's kind of caught me off guard there on that one for sure.
Stuff
The only thing that could have been worse is if she said Domino's or Pizza Hut.
that would kill me.
Y'all pray for her mother and I. And see what we got to deal with.
We love her.
Anyway, thanks everybody for joining in tonight. As always, make sure you subscribe in so you get notified when we put new videos out. And if you enjoyed tonight's video, please do me a favor. It does help. Give it a thumbs up. Get the bell on. And I'll see y'all in the next one real soon.
Bye.
See ya.
Bye.
Ding.